Alright, here goes tutorial number 2. Going the Distance from the Rocky soundtrack. Such a triumphant tune. So you just imagine yourself in a gray sweatsuit running up and down the steps of the old city hall. Triumphant. All triumphant. So... So this one is let's start with the melody. First I'll just kind of play it in slow-mo and you can watch the keys. It's in the key of A minor, all white keys, so that's nice. Because, you know, some people are afraid of the black keys. So, here we go. It goes starting on A minor, on an A note, I mean. Skip a note there. Okay, so let's take that in chunks. So the first chunk is... So that was going up by step. Then you skip up to E here. Then... Got it? Next. So we were like... Now we're going to go... So we were like... I think I just told you that wrong, so it goes... There it is. So... And notice there for a good while it never moves more than one key at a time. Starting right here, I believe. And then the next chunk also. But now it makes a big leap up to this G, down to F, down to E, which then itself falls down to A, but then soars back up to this A. Then it does this little figure. Then now in slow motion it's kind of an embellished version of just, but instead it adds the upper neighbor to each of those. You see what I'm talking about? Kind of slithers down. And then from that B, it falls down to this E and soars back up to that E, much like it had fallen down from this E to the A and soared back up to that A earlier. Now it's after the... Then it does this turn kind of thing. So da, ba, ba, da, and then it goes da, da, da. And now again, that looks harder than it is. It's kind of just an embellished version of... But instead of... it adds the little upper neighbor again, but this time a lot quicker. You usually have to use one finger each for this kind of deal. Doesn't necessarily matter which if your fingers are strong, all of them, which hopefully they are. So, now let's take a look at the left hand. So, we start out kind of on these octave A's. That's where this theme rises out of after those. And then your right hand is going to be like do 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 ba ba da 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 da. Now I'm hitting octave D's, sometimes throwing in the fifth and A in between them. Da 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 da. Octave G's, da 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 da, and that's a G major chord. Da 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 ba da da. C major chord. There you got an F major chord, kind of an F major 7th chord really, because you're playing an E in your right hand. Then it falls back down to D, up to E, and then finally to A. So let me hum the tune while I play the left hand chords. Yeah, you can see why I'm not a singer. So anyhow, when you're playing them together, if you just play the bass notes and the melody, it sounds okay, but a lot of times you kind of want to fill in some of the chords, and I usually do that in my right hand for the most part. So, for instance, when I go, I kind of will play a whole A minor chord there, and then at least an A and an F there, and then a G there, then probably a G again, and then here maybe an F. When you're doing it just by itself, it sounds kind of dissonant. It is dissonant, but it's part of this really lush F major 7th chord. There, I'll probably just play octaves, and then here I just play single notes because that little figure is kind of hard. And then again here. So again, those chords for when you're filling in extra notes with the bottom few fingers of your right hand, you got A minor, D minor. Here it's with an A in your thumb, but D, F, A. G. G7 really, because it's got that F. Now you got a C major chord. And now an F major 7th chord. Back to a D chord really. And here's the one time you might ever need to hit a black key. This is an E7 chord. And then you're back on A minor. So let's put them all back together one more time. And it goes something. This time let's go from the other side. How about it goes something like this.